Hey y'all, welcome to today's video. Welcome to today's Shadows and Shows. Today's shadow will be the BPerfect Carnival, the Antidote. This will be my first time using this palette. I have not even touched any of the shades. Those shades, they're beautiful and I can't wait. And the show that we're going to be discussing is The Stand. And it is on Paramount Plus. Now, I'll go ahead and give y'all the spoiler warning. There's going to be spoilers in. This is based on a book by Stephen King. I read Stephen King, however, I have not read this book. Stephen King has a hand in everything, so it was how he wanted it. So Stephen King was in here. He makes a cameo in all of his movies. I am going to go in with my Gerard Cosmetics Clean Canvas because I know how this works. And I want to give this eyeshadow a fair. So, this is the plot. After the mass destruction caused by a man-made virus called Captain Trips, a false messiah emerges, possessing incredible powers and hell-bent on ruling the remaining human society. It's up to a group of people to traverse the post-apocalyptic wasteland to stop him and his army. Now, when I first started watching this, or decided to start watching this, I hadn't gone on this. Typically, I go off of reviews that what's on the screen, not reviews. I usually go off the synopsis of what is on the screen before I go to IMDb. If I recognize some of the names, you know, because on streaming platforms or whatever, they, you know, you get a brief synopsis, but you also get starring so-and-so and so. And if it's starring a character, person, actor that I like, then I'll watch it, which is what I did. So I didn't, again, this is a spoiler, but if you read the book, it's not really a spoiler because you already know about it, but it's got some really deep things in it, and they don't ever really talk about, they don't use God, they don't use Jesus, they don't use Lucifer, they don't use Satan, they don't use the devil. It's referred to, but it is very implied. It refers to God, heaven, hell, Satan, Lucifer, the devil. Those are the things that it alludes to. And the devil, Lucifer, whatever, he's played by Alexander Skarsgård. I don't know how you say it. I'm sorry. But it's got Whoopi Goldberg in it, Alexander Skarsgård, James Marsden, who I adore, Odessa Young, Amber Heard, Owen Teague, and Greg Kinnear. He's in it. I was really shocked to see him. But it's got a lot of people in it. And like the thing says, it gave it a, 5.6 out of 10. It is 9 episodes. Now I'm going to move this because I'm not using it anymore. Thank you for your service. Don't fall. You fell. It's okay. Now, back to my little notes. So, yes, it was based on a book. It's got some heavy hitters in it, which is, you know, what I've told you. And some of the... Oh, no, it's not. I made a note that was some of the same folks in his other series, but then I remembered it was his brother. I was thinking of the Skarsgård guy. His brother played in It, and he played in, it was the prequel to the show Misery, to his movie Misery. It's not been out long, but I can't remember what it was freaking called. Anyway, if you've seen or read Misery, Castle Falls, that's what the name of it is. It's the story of Annie, the antagonist in Misery. But again, we're not here to talk about that. So, yeah, Amber Heard is in it. This movie was released in 2020, I believe. It was made in 2020. That's what it says on the information page. But, so, I don't think Amber had at that point been blackballed as much as she is now, with good reason. I'm in no way excusing Johnny Depp, and I went in with a very open mind, and I watched that trial, and I'm glad Johnny Depp won. I'll leave it at that. So, she's in it, and she plays the absolute perfect part. She plays the devil's queen, honey. Let me tell you. I almost stopped watching it when she popped up there on the screen. And then, that's when I went to IMDb and was like, well, maybe it's just one scene that she's in, you know, because this movie doesn't start out with a whole lot of characters. You kind of get to see the character development over the course of the 9 episodes. I wish there had been more, but I didn't read the book, so I can't say one way or the other how good they did with character depictions without have read, you know, like I said, without reading the book. But I can tell you that the characters that were up there, it kind of showed a little bit before this outbreak. And I wish that they could have explored more into their worlds, their individual worlds. I really, really, really wanted more of Mother Abigail, who's played by Whoopi Goldberg. And I mean, really, it is a very thought-provoking movie. I mean, you really have to pay attention, and the things that don't make sense kind of make sense at the end, but kind of don't. And these characters all have this, or a select few of these characters have Whoopi Goldberg coming to them in dreams, same as the bad man. And so, and it's different ways that she comes to them, and I didn't understand that. I was like, what the heck is this? You know, this, and then I thought, okay, well, that's just the dream. It's just the dream. They're all having a dream, or several people are having a dream in a cornfield, but what the crap does that mean? You know, and you find out in the last episode what it all meant. But still, it did leave room for a season 2 or a series or whatever they want to do with it, which I think would be awesome. Super awesome. I am going to blend this out with that very first color I went in with, Buff. But it's 9 episodes. You know, I don't feel like I wasted my time. It was actually even a show that my husband watched. I think he got through the first 3 or 4, and then he was on to do other stuff, and he'll watch them. But me, I stayed up late and finished it. Not so I could do this video, but because I really enjoyed it. Let me just, this palette, this is the bomb. I am enjoying it. Now for a shimmer, I'm going to go in with this shade right here. It's called Glisten. I'll show it to you in the palette. It's this shade right there. And these are the shades that I used on my eyes. So I set everything with that, kind of put it all over my blending shade. Then I went in with that shade. Then I deepened it with this shade. And I deepened it even more with that shade. And then I swept that back over the top. Now I'm going to go in with this shade. And that's what it swatches like. And I'm going to wet my brush. But there were, you know, I don't like how it ended, because it's not been announced that it's going to be anything to it in terms of, is this going to be a series? Is that it? You know, I mean, they wrapped it up, and it doesn't have to come back for another season or whatever, you know, and that's just the end of it. But, you know, and it's a book, and it's one of those that you watch and you really wish that the writer could have kept going. That's the way it was for me. Anyway, I like this. I like how this is kind of mixing with that red as I'm kind of just tapping and mixing the two on the edge of my eye. It did it really good on that eye. I like that. I like that a lot. I really like this palette. So, the palette, 10 out of 10. The stand, still 7 out of 10. There aren't any jump scenes. I know Stephen King is notorious. I mean, he's a horror book writer. You know, just... that's just his genre. But, you know, I kind of expected like a Storm of the Century type miniseries. I don't know if you've seen that. It's really, really good. But there are jump scares in that. And this kind of ties in together. You know, it's almost a utopia environment that these people are in. You know, they didn't catch this virus, which is eerily released during, you know, COVID, which kind of, I don't know if there was any controversy about it, you know, but anyway, it was rough to see that. You know, it definitely is classic Stephen King. That's kind of what I put up there. And, yeah, it's, my things were Whoopi Goldberg. Her part was good. She played her part well. I'm not a fan of Whoopi Goldberg as a person, but she is a very good actress, in my opinion. She really is. There's just something about her that she's just always been grandmotherly. I mean, just, I don't know. I don't know if it's, I think the first thing I ever saw her in was The Color Purple. And I don't know, but I've always seen Whoopi Goldberg in a grandmotherly way. And again, she's just a great actress. I don't watch her. I think she does The View. I don't watch that. I'd rather see a person play pretend, I guess. But, again, I enjoyed it. And, you know, it is a remake. So, there's that. I didn't watch the remake. So, again, can't judge it on that. So, yeah, if you have a weekend and, you know, you don't know what to watch on TV and you're a Stephen King fan, go for The Stand. It's on Paramount Plus and I think CBS Access. It seems like I saw that flash up. I usually skip through all the beginning stuff. But anyway, these are the eyes. And y'all, let me tell you. Look at my eyes. This is not me touching my eyes. I may have went like that out of sheer habit without even looking, because it's one of those kind of aimlessly things that you just be talking, you're like, keep on with your day. But this palette, oh my God, I'm going to devote an entire week just on this palette alone. I love it. Y'all leave me in the comments. Leave me a couple of shades that you would like to see me in. Let's see if I can hold it just a little bit. Maybe give you time to screenshot. And it is the Stacey Marie, the Antidote Carnival palette. And Beauty Bay had it for very, I think it was $27. But look at what you get. And let me just tell you, the blendability, top notch. The shadow part. Okay, guys, I hope you enjoyed this rambly video. I'm trying to get better doing my little reviews and whatnot. But be beautiful and be kind. And I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.